Chris feels about rabbits, especially fat rabbits.
No.
I'll Southern Hospitality. I'll have to send it to you. The fans.
Do you like rabbits? For real?
Fat rabbits? That fat rabbit girl. My wife will get that one. If you ever listen to Ludacris's Southern Hospitality album, you'll know that reference. So,
Well, you even got it.
yeah.
Yeah, I like rabbits.
Yeah, I like rabbits too.
I'm gonna tell you though, they are the worst to clean. Like we go rabbit hunting and like
Why don't
clean.
you just twist their head off and...
No, they stink, man. They smell so bad when you're cleaning them. Oh, they stink so bad.
That makes sense. They're just little furry, little nasty little bastards.
The thing is, I mean, they're not. The meat's clean. Like
they just fucking all the time.
They eat, what do they eat? Grass, I guess.
Carrots. Eating carrots.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's all they eat is
Carrots.
carrots. That's why they can see so well.
Yeah, roots, carrots. Anyways, rabbits, CRJ listeners.
Went down that rabbit hole.
For just a hair.
Doubled up. I wish I had a third, but I don't.
We are a hopping.
Where's my womp womp womp?
I didn't even get the last one. I said we are a hopping.
Oh, that's where I should have went. Yeah.
See?
I couldn't keep it going.
It's okay.
Sometimes I quit early. I'm trying to stop that.
Premature quitting.
Hey, I want to do a little shout out real quick.
Not really. I don't really have that problem.
Yeah.
So our buddy,
Too old now. I've been buried for too long to be premature and nothing.
our buddy Chris,
Black belt, baby.
he donated this.
Hey, Chris Moore. Thank you, buddy.
He donated little Russell's 10 to
Chris?
the CRJ.
Chris is one we need to get on here and talk to. He's been on a couple, but Chris has some really good conversations. I have great conversations with Chris.
I didn't realize how much he likes Jeeps.
I think he likes the naughty ones.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
He likes Jeeps.
He knows a lot about them. He's well knowledgeable.
He's a. I like his beard, man.
Yeah, he always has to move it in class
Yeah.
because people will choke his beard. He had it braided up. He'll braid it up like long, and when he does tie, and then he came into class and we're hand fighting. I reached out and grabbed it,
Tugged it.
Mm-hmm. That'd be a grip, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's a handle's worth.
And you can. That's legal,
They're
right?
They're gonna be able to hear that. Let me take care of that. Last time we were able to hear it.
Yeah. The wildness going on.
Yeah, we got some of the childrens out there playing.
Yeah.
Mark, what you been up to this week? How's your week been?
It's been really good. First week working from the home office in a long time.
Oh, okay.
Really nice. Yeah.
That is nice, isn't it? Do you find yourself more productive, less productive when you are literally working remote?
I am equally as productive, if not maybe even a little more so. I usually so my day will typically stretch a little longer if I'm working from home, because the time I don't really adjust my get up time at all in the mornings. So instead of getting up and driving, I'll just get up and go to my office.
Go to work. Yeah.
And then go to work. And then I'm usually busy until close to 5 o'clock.
See, I don't know. I've never done it,
Yeah.
but I don't know that I could do that.
Oh, I love it.
I might be able to, but I'm pretty, I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what makes it better for me is having, because since the boys have all moved out, I have a home office.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I have my own office at the
Get
house.
up, make some coffee.
Get up. Yeah, absolutely. Get up, make some coffee. I have a little TV up that mounted on the wall.
Yeah. Get up,
So I'll
watch a little
usually
CNN,
Yeah, something. CNN,
MSNBC.
MSNBC, and
NPR.
GPB.
Oh, yeah. The good stuff.
Yeah. Usually I'll throw Sports Center or something on there, and then grab some coffee and dive into it. It's really having your own home office space is so much better, because what I would have to do before was I would work a lot at the kitchen table, or I'd sit down in the living room and work on the laptop, and it's harder.
Living room's the worst.
Living room's so bad.
Talking about working
even the
remote.
table.
Oh yeah, okay.
Can you be less or more productive if you work for? See,
Some people.
Well, and I think it depends on the individual because we had a lot of people in our company that worked remote, and some you couldn't tell, but some you could.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I think that's just an individual thing. But
Well, that's like workouts at home. Yeah. Like I have a whole gym here, right? But like I have a bunch of stuff at the house too. But outside of like just jumping on the bike or something like that, like I really actually have to, like I can do like some maintenance stuff or stretch or do pull-ups or something like that. But like I'm never going to do like a full-on workout. Like I need the process of like leaving, going to the gym and, you know, and doing my thing.
Yeah, it helps me. Working from home also helps if nobody else is there. You know, like it is harder during the summer, you know, and it was definitely harder when all the kids are at home during the summer when I, you know, would work from home. But like now, because, you know, Paris goes to school, Carrie leaves the house, she goes to work or whatever. She's got stuff, errands to run. You know, it's just me and Nitro. And Nitro is lazy. My dog is lazy during the day. He just lays around. So it's just us during the day. He'll usually hop up in a chair. Dogs. Well, and he's not lazy in the evenings, but during the day, it's like he's gotten accustomed to, you know, going to his crate most of the time. If we all leave, he'll go to his crate and you know, just hang out in his crate for while we're gone during the day. So that same pattern for him, he just hops up in the chair in my office, curls up. He loves fluffy blankets and stuff. So he'll get you know, there's a blanket on the chair. He'll hop up there and curl up in the blanket and just sleep till you know, somebody comes by. Then he'll bark at him like he's going to kill him.
Guard dog.
Yeah, super aggressive, 7-pound snoodle.
Oh yeah, those are vicious.
He's vicious.
Yeah, I keep threatening to eat my dog, but in your case,
no, I could probably
nothing to eat.
His whole head in my mouth.
You could use him to start the fire to eat something bigger.
Well, your dog could probably feed, you know,
for sure.
like
yeah, you guys could
couple families.
Yeah,
for a while.
She's fatness. She's the fatness.
Yeah,
she's like 88 pounds.
Kyle, have you ever cooked? And changing the subject, but
thank you.
Have you ever cooked a? Speaking of food, there we go. There's our transition.
Chinese food?
No. Have you ever cooked a brisket indoors?
No, I've never. So
have you ever even done a? Have you done a brisket on your smoker yet? Oh my god!
I haven't graduated to doing a brisket yet.
Okay.
I want it to be right when I do it.
Jeff, have you ever done a brisket inside?
I did, but it smoked the house up bad.
Really?
I had a Traeger right in the living room. And it was,
shut the fuck up.
So stupid.
No, I assume you're talking about the oven.
Or even crock pot. I don't know.
No, I mean, but,
so that one cow
so
I
how
got
would that
from
work though?
So that one cow I got from Zach, they were just older, tougher meat. I ended up throwing that in the crock pot.
I want a cow or like a quarter of one.
I'll go. I don't know.
Or half.
Super broke, but yeah, we were going in on cows like around fall.
Well, I don't even have a freezer to put one in. I'd have to get a bigger freezer.
I have a deep freezer that I'm probably getting rid of.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We just don't use anymore.
Like a chest type?
Yeah.
That's what I have. I've got a spare freezer in the fridge.
About that big.
And it works.
Yeah, it works great. We just don't use it. We don't keep anything in it.
It's about a pin wide, pin deep.
I might be interested in that.
Yeah. I also have another refrigerator.
What do you want for it?
I don't know.
A green egg. Just swap him.
Yeah. That's right. Absolutely.
I actually may have
$8,000 smoker that he's got over there.
I actually might have somebody that'll buy that. My wife's aunt and uncle that just moved to Alabama.
Yeah, I cut them a deal on it. I mean, you'd have to get it on your truck.
That's what I told them. I'd have to bring it.
But I mean, it's a freaking setup, dude.
I'll charge them for the delivery.
Yeah.
While you're doing it, you can pick up Jeff's deep freezer from my house.
Swing it by your house.
Swing back by and bring it back up.
Like Show Car's appliance delivery.
And I'll just show car hill, just side hustle.
Moonlight, yeah.
They're like, why does this thing have 20,000 extra miles on it than it's supposed to? Just new customers and shit.
Detours.
New customers.
But yeah, so Carrie bought it's like half a brisket. It's basically the point of it. She got a really good deal on it at Kroger, and
they do have some deals.
Yeah, man, Kroger does. Really
you catch them right. Mm-hmm. I want to catch them when they got the ribeyes.
And my smoker is so.
Yours took a shit too. Mine too, buddy.
The auger.
What happens if you cook them in the oven because you don't get that smoke flavor? Right?
I don't know what you can do. I guess you can wrap it.
Well, and I think I'm just going to do that. I think I'm just going to sear it and then cook it in the oven like a big roast. And just see what it. I don't know.
I mean, if it's a deal,
I'll go. Yeah, it's cheap. I mean,
that's the thing. I didn't want to pay $100 for brisket.
The only thing that I've done that was kind of different is I bought a pork loin.
Yep.
And I actually put it. So I have a little air fryer.
Yeah.
And it's just a little small one, but it's got those little tongs and it's got a rotisserie button on it.
Yeah.
So I put
Doesn't sound like a small one.
It is.
Okay, go ahead.
It is. It's little. It was cheap. It was like $40.
$400.
It's only $400.
Yeah, it was like 45 at Robinson's.
Like his big green egg.
So I put
it's the little one.
the pork loin in there and put it on the rotisserie thing, and let it used to seep out. And that way because there's nothing worse than a dry one.
Yeah, you can't.
Nobody likes that.
Nobody wants that flat, dry booty. Yeah.
Sometimes you got to add some stuff to it.
Oh, you got to mop it, buddy.
Like
you got to mop it.
Yeah,
if you ain't mopping, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, you got it definitely.
Yeah, got to add a little juice.
But I've done them like 2 at a time, more than once. One was at one of the house things that we done, and we pulled it apart. Yeah,
Stopped it. I stopped it before it said your name.
So is that how that works? You have to hold it down for the whole thing?
For that one. Just this one.
So if you held it down the whole time,
It would say, I hope you die.
yeah. The thing my wife doesn't like.
yeah,
Well, we're not
can't
going to
do that. We'll be in
She
trouble.
doesn't want to facilitate that.
We can do that. That's fine.
Apparently, she's actually probably down for that one.
Yeah. But we can't hold it. Now, you can decide.
Yo, a random Tuesday night? No, I'm just kidding. I won't go into that. Anyways, so what do we got? I want to make fun of something or something. What do we got? What do we got on there? I don't have my phone. I'm doing this phoneless.
Well,
people, and I'm having withdrawals, so I'm getting anxious.
Well, I can be like your search
And
guy.
I got fucking espresso over here. You know?
Yeah, what you need?
All right, what are we googling? Let's see. What shall we Google?
Okay, group chats. What do you guys? What's your thought about this whole group chat thing?
Oh, with the
Signal thing.
Hegseth
and all those guys. Yeah.
Some of the memes have been pretty funny.
I think
they're
that
hilarious.
if the Democrats had done it,
we'd be raking their ass.
I think
through
we'd
the
be
coal.
raking them over the coals and all upset. But I think it's both ways. I think in reality, it's probably not a huge deal, but it all depends on from what lens you're looking at it.
True that. And all right, yeah, it's a little silly, but it's a lot too. If you try to read all of it,
I mean, what did they say? Anything that was actually
not? I don't want to say for sure because I'd skimmed through because it is a lot of it. I mean, they're talking about stuff, but none of it's like I don't know. Like, and it didn't stop anything from happening. And yeah, it does scream like a little bit. Like it screams negligence. Like it's like
they might have messed up.
That's kind of dumb. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, a lot of it's just general stuff. Like it's not. I don't know. I can't say for sure because I did just skim through it. So
yeah,
I think it's a little silly.
Look,
I think the memes are way funnier.
The memes are hilarious, but I think most people can relate to look, there's some group chats that I am definitely not a part of that some wild things have been said in. Okay. Yeah. And I think everybody, all of our listeners, you've all been in a group chat or in a group chat that you maybe shouldn't have been in,
or muted one,
and then go back and like, oh my God, what happened to all this? And, or you say something about somebody.
But theirs was like clearly like business oriented, work oriented.
Well, but the opposition would say, yeah, but we're not talking about national security here.
Mm-hmm.
And so
which if there's going to be a knock, that would be the angle to take. If you're going to like, is he appointing people that are going to, that aren't qualified for the job,
professional enough.
What Cash is that?
Cash Patel.
Hegseth.
So did they say how it got leaked?
Somehow they added a reporter. Yeah, somebody or somehow added what was the news outlet? I keep forgetting. I keep wanting to say Washington Post, but
it was something
that's
else.
like that that's dying as well.
Yeah, it was like a newspaper, I think, company.
I don't know. I mean, there's always going to be something, but I mean, it's not a good look.
To hear the Republicans say it, there was nothing said that would be that was classified or anything like that in there.
No, and it didn't compromise like troops or you know what I'm saying, and it damn sure didn't stop what happened, like the attack on the Houthis.
Did we actually do it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we got them.
I don't pay attention.
Yeah, we attacked the Houthis.
Yeah, it didn't help.
Houthis or
Did we knock them out? Like it's
well, we hit them pretty good.
Whatever we did.
They tried to, like they announced that they were trying to attack us back, but it didn't work it didn't go off very well.
Did you see Canada?
No.
Canada talking about preparing their citizens for a very different world with America, and that
having like 5 days worth of food stored.
Well, yeah, that and like their
so,
military support being different than it's ever been for America,
really?
shit like that. Yeah,
oh, we need that.
Talking wild, boy.
So, do either of you guys not have 5 days worth of food at your house?
It gets a little questionable sometimes.
I mean, I could get by.
Right.
Cereals.
Oh wait, no. If you count my deep freezer, I got all kinds of shit.
I mean, I could eat cereal for 5 days.
I got cans. I got. Oh, no, we're not even talking about in an undisclosed location like MREs and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. So,
like boxes of.
What do you think the likelihood of Okay. So, what percentage of Canada do you think has 5 days worth of food all the time at their house?
90% of it.
90 or plus, right?
Yeah.
I mean, every one of them's probably got a moose.
Yeah. I mean, they're over there. Yeah, living in the remote. Yeah.
I think it's just like so many other things. This is just like headline grabbing attentions, just to try to scare. Just like all the tariff stuff. I mean, so far all the tariff stuff, nothing has went into effect yet. So if anybody's saying like doom and gloom for sure things are going to happen, they're just trying to fearmonger you into a certain belief mindset.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I was really glued to all this like the first month, and then I'm just kind of like
getting fatigued.
Yeah,
I've had fatigue since the election.
Like when I went out of town to Hawaii a couple weeks ago, I think that broke the monotony of me watching the news and being trapped in, because down there I just didn't pay attention.
Right.
And I hadn't watched it since. Like I have
That's
not.
good.
I haven't. Speaking of Canada, though, I wanted to throw this in there really quick before we move on from that.
Yeah.
When I was in Hawaii, I forgot to bring this up, and I have a picture to show y'all.
Oh, okay.
Sweet.
I have receipts on this.
Titties.
No, it's not what you think.
Damn it. Really hoping to see some titties on that one.
No, I'm sorry.
Gosh.
So, when one afternoon, this was in the city of Kona, right? This was on the way to the airport, and I noticed this man standing on the sidewalk. Okay, see this old man with the white beard?
Word.
See him, Mark?
Yep.
Y'all see that?
It's like BJ Penn for president.
So
That's a Hawaii joke.
This is what his sign said. His T-shirt said, "Immigrants are not criminals, but the president is." And then his sign said, "Canadians, please forgive us. We didn't realize what an asshole he is." And then his sign says, "Musk equals out of control. Trump equals out of his mind." And that's the guy. That's him.
Does that not imply? Yeah.
And I just thought, whose minds are you changing? Because everybody's walking by taking a picture of him like he's an idiot.
Well, that's his moment.
People like that, he's no different than the street preachers that stand on the corner and yell and scream at everybody, tell them they're going to hell.
All right, there was one though. I think he caught like he locked in on me. But
Really?
yeah,
Yeah. Where is his local?
the one that
the big
sometimes
guy
sits in the
that
chair.
stands at the square.
Sometimes, but he sits in the chair a lot. now. Yeah. I've always liked this fucking guy a million times.
Yeah.
And then I was passing by one day, and he was out there doing his thing, and I think I was just having a day, and I was just like run down, and I locked eyes with him, and he was like just like right into my soul, and I was like,
I mean,
and I chucked him a deuce, and he was like, he threw a gang sign, and I was like, West Side, and he was like, Subaru, and I was like, dang, homie, you down for the swans? No, I'm just kidding, but he really did. Like, it was kind of.
Well, so so there's a story in the Old Testament where God spoke through a donkey. So,
is he my donkey?
God can use anything. He just does. So that's my argument to people that say, well, God really used this person to speak into my life. It's like, well, God spoke through a donkey too. But that doesn't mean that the donkey is like the end all be all, or that you should continually go back to the donkey and try to have conversations. Like don't go back to the there's a sermon title for you. Don't go back to the donkey. You don't have to keep going back to the donkey. Listen, just because he said something right one time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
God doesn't have to use him again. You can use anybody once.
Yeah.
Don't go back to the donkey.
Don't go back to the donkey.
I like it.
Yeah. But I'm not I think guys like him are very similar to the street preachers.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of purpose behind it. Now, if you want to go have actual conversations with people, I think that's fantastic. If you want to get in a Discord, even the stuff like Charlie Kirk does, the back and forth with people, that even that is better. But the prove me wrong guy sitting at the table, where the guys sit down across from him and have a conversation. Yeah. Even that is better to me than just speaking out into the void of humanity.
And even I like that better than the guy that's basically that won't have doesn't challenge the conversation and just labels everybody else on the other side the enemy.
Yes.
When they're like they're just the enemy and they're the enemy. That kind of talk is just like, at least Charlie Kirk will challenge your thought process.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it will be some kind of discourse back and forth, not discord, discourse back and forth, some kind of conversation at least.
Right.
A little bit. Those guys are just way smarter. Him, if Candace Owens would be the same way. What's the other guy, the little Jewish guy? Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro is the same way. Those guys are just so much smarter than most people. I talk to some dumb people on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. Those guys are really intelligent, and they can make normal people sound dumb just by asking them questions and pushing the right buttons.
Right. So speaking of dumb people, little half a segue here.
Let's do it.
There was an episode of Rogan that just came out with an ex-FBI agent undercover in OC.
Is this the big guy with slick back hair?
UC? Did I say over OC? That's not a thing.
OC right? Spray.
Anyways, he was an undercover for the FBI.
On Cloud.
Oh, on Cloud. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Big guy. I don't know if he had slick hair, but he's a big guy. But his name's Scott Payne.
Okay.
And big guy, and he was undercover
for a long time.
Undercover with the Outlaws.
Yeah.
And
I saw a clip of
stuff,
it. I haven't listened to it though.
So he's talking about. So at the top of it, they're like outlaws, neo-Nazis, white supremacy groups, all that kind of stuff, right? So he's done a little bit of everything. He's done a bunch of casework, a ton of shit. But one of what they call the base pagan. But which they're not actual pagans from how he was trying to explain it. They're pagans that twist it like the straight up Viking Northman style pagan, but they twist it to white supremacy, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's a spinoff of, I forget which side of it's a Christian identity something like that. But they spin Adam and Eve and the snake and Cain.
Yeah,
they spin that in a way where they're saying that the snake from Adam and Eve there's some sort of sexual relation between it and Eve.
Yeah.
And then that spawned what they call a mud child.
Yep.
Which through Cain, I guess. Mm-hmm. Right? Is that something?
Yeah. No, you're
they
right
spin the context to it to make it to prop up white supremacy, and that's their thing. So apparently, they say that I guess it was Abel. Mm-hmm. No. Not Abel. I'm sorry. Adam and Eve were the pure blood, and then her with the serpent was anybody colored at all, basically. And so that's how they try to take it out of context.
So there's another group that believe, so that they believe the same like origin story of that. But for religious purposes, they believe that anyone that is of this, they're serpent seed. So the seed of the serpent. So anyone of that is of that same thing. Eve had relations with the serpent, and that's how Cain came about, and
which killed his brother.
Yeah, yeah. So anyone of the seed of the serpent cannot make it to heaven.
Right.
And so it's a form of like predestination.
So like which side of the tree you're on?
Yeah, if you're of the seed of the, if you're a serpent seed, or if you're a seed of Abel and like Adam and Eve,
which is Hitler shit.
It is,
right?
Yeah.
Like it's trying to justify white supremacy, right, or the superior race argument and all that.
And they use on the religious side that I'm familiar with, they use it as an excuse for people that don't want to do church, right? Oh, they're just they're of the serpent seed,
right?
They couldn't be saved no matter what, so
right.
We're not even gonna waste our time on them. But if you're not, then you will be saved at some point, no matter what. Like that if you're of the seed of Adam and Eve, then you are God's children and God's people, and it's weird.
It's weird. So this group that he was, which was called the Base, they're how did he describe it? They are not influencers. I'll come up with it in a minute. They're basically the accelerators. That's what they call themselves. So they're basically prepping for the downfall of society in a race war, and their goal is to accelerate that process, right? To cause problems and all kinds of stuff, right?
Right.
And I'll get into like some of their ideology. It's nuts, but they're basically a white supremacy group that uses this, and they use like the pagan religion, Norseman style, which apparently like real pagans that do that are upset with groups like this because that's apparently not what they're about. But they like the Christian identity thing, like they spin it to their context, right? So this guy starts infiltrating them online because they start infiltrating people just like Al Qaeda and terrorist groups do through the internet, right? So and this was in an effort. This was like, I don't know, 2015, somewhere in there in the teens, and they were investigating threats against like homeland, like threats, terrorists, like homeland terrorists and stuff like that. And so he starts getting into this group, and he starts like infiltrating them, and he starts like training with them and all kind of stuff. And like he was like, some of it was surprisingly good, like some of their like shooting and some of their, he's like, it's still pretty rookie, but he was like, just for them doing it on their own was pretty surprising, right? So they do all kinds of wild shit. Their camouflage fatigues and all that are matched for what was like Nazi Germany and all kind of stuff. There's one story he talks about where they stole a ram and sacrificed it because they do what they call what is it called? A boat? No. It's basically like a ceremony, like almost like a Viking ceremony where they're all shirtless in a circle and they're smearing blood on themselves and all this other stuff. They sacrifice the fucking lamb, or it's a ram, but it was supposed to be like a sheep or whatever. And like they're drinking the blood, taking LSD. They're doing all, and so like they would have like conversations about some of the stuff, and they're like, yeah, when it all goes down, they want to have different cells set up throughout like the Pacific Northwest, up north, and then in the south. And so when shit goes down, like water supplies they want to be able to hit, power grids they want to be able to hit. They're always talking about like procreating, but there's never any women around. And so like Buddy actually asked him, he's like, y'all don't seem to get out much or try to be around any women. Like, how do you plan on doing any of that? And they're like, oh, we'll just rape the women. And they foiled a plan where so ultimately, is weirdly enough, they didn't have enough to really like put them out because all that they were ever doing was just a lot of talk and prep. And everything that they were spouting, like hate and racial and all this was, It's free speech.
Right.
Like none of it was actual like federal crime because again,
Actionable.
it's FBI. It was a bunch of state level shit that they were doing, but nothing for them to build like a huge case on. So they start talking about they start plotting on a couple that was with Antifa. Because this starts going into around that time with Trump being in office and everything, and like they actually cased the place. They were like, they cased it. They were talking about they would go in and kill everybody. And they were like, what if there's children there? They were like, we don't care. Like all kinds of crazy shit, bro. So the kicker of it all is, think about where this place was. Just guess.
Portland.
Nope.
I'm going to say Macon.
Nope.
Rome.
Georgia.
Yep.
Rome.
Georgia?
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
He started in Tennessee with something going on up there, and it landed him in Rome.
Me that much.
Yeah. Rome, Georgia. This is where they're doing. This wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Like, I think it finally all ended, I don't know, 2017, 18.
Yeah. That does.
And it was based as I guess
the name
white supremacy.
They're white supremacy.
There's a
They
lot
call
of that up in
themselves
that area.
Yeah, but they call themselves the base, which in Arabic apparently means Al Qaeda.
But I'm saying the core belief.
The word the base.
It all was built off of white supremacy.
Yeah, they chant white power, all that stuff. Yeah, it's wild, dude. It's wild, and most of it, like the people that they recruited, he compared to the same people that like terrorist organizations recruit, gang members recruit. It's people that have nothing. It's people that are probably either been picked on or don't have. Most of them don't have jobs and really impressionable, young. It's stuff like that. But he was talking, they were just wild shit, like sacrificing
and
lambs.
And groups like that, to me,
they're just in the woods out here. They're just out there doing it.
They're no different than, in my opinion, they're no different than a cartel or a Crips or Thugs or any other gang.
With them, it's an extreme ideology, so they're not even in it for profit. Like, I mean, that was the cool thing about his stories. Like, right before that, he's talking about his whole run with the Outlaws. And like how he was basically set up as a high-end theft ring where they were doing insurance fraud and stolen cars, stuff like that. He'd get the cars at a stolen rate. They'd report the car stolen, and then they would get their insurance money and all that kind of stuff, and also get paid for because now it's a hot car.
Yeah.
And instead, he was telling them that. Basically, the cars were getting shipped down to Texas near the border, but really they were just going to a warehouse in Boston. Yeah, wild shit. Scott Payne's like a wild boy. Now he just trains people and does schooling and stuff like that. But right there in Rome, that makes. And he's like, apparently he infiltrated the Ku Klux Klan.
I think that's kind of the crazy thing is there's so much of this craziness that goes right on under your nose,
dude. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He was like,
it's all around.
He's like, some of these guys are 20 years old, no job, no nothing, out in the middle of nowhere, but they have an arsenal sitting in their closet. And these guys could just go 0 to fucking 100 like that over the right thing,
Yeah, and that's where like I want to give a little bit of grace to our law enforcement, like especially at federal when some psycho whack job does like a mass shooting or something crazy. And you hear, oh, well, this guy, they had heard about this guy 6 months before.
Yeah, how did you not know about this guy?
Yeah.
See, he talks about that. He's like, some of them, like, they try to monitor online because a lot of them will go live right before they do something like that, or there'll be signs of it like that. But he's like, you got to understand with the volume, when you start trying to, like, watch these groups,
there's so many.
The volume of, like, just material to go through that, like, there's only so many hours in the day.
And there's only so many law enforcement officers,
and there's so many that are just crying wolf. He was talking about that. There's so many that they're just talking shit,
all
bro.
Talk, and it's all lies. And
our laws are set up so. And I understand this, but we're so set up to protect people from the whole innocent until proven guilty and probable cause, and whereas in some countries. That type of group would be absolutely
immediately
decimated.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah,
just on the sheer,
or they would at least
hint.
have to operate like a real group.
Completely underground.
Yeah,
whereas
like
here we
guerrilla.
tolerate a lot of shit under the name of free speech, and we say, well, that's just they're just nut jobs, or blah blah blah.
Well, and that's the thing is like they were burning flags and burning Bibles
until they blow up a school, and then it's like, oh, we didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you kind of did.
Yeah,
but that's kind of the price we pay
for balance
for what we have
for our freedoms.
It is a balance. You're right. It is a balance, and how do you balance it?
I mean, I think guys like this Scott Payne are giving their lives to try to do this.
Because when I hear that, if I were a Cash Patel, right, and somebody came to me and said, "Hey, dude, there's this group down here in Rome, Georgia." And they're sacrificing lambs and putting blood on their nutsack, and they're got arsenal, and they're talking about white power and all this stuff they're going to do.
And they can do it.
Part of me wants to say, let's go bust that up. Yeah. Let's go see what that's about.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can't open up.
Thing was kind of added. I sort of added
That's
that
an
part.
interesting place to do. I mean, I'm surprised no one's done that yet, Jeff. Honestly,
You talking on the nutsack?
Yeah. I mean, like, look, why wouldn't you? I mean, it's pretty symbolic, right? You putting blood on your own nutsack. It's like,
or if it was a ram, they might have cut the ram's nuts off. You ever seen a ram's nuts?
Like your own menstrual cycle?
No, like something else's power into where your power is as a man.
You ever seen a ram's nuts?
Period.
Man. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Actually, yes, I have.
Definitely hadn't.
Ram's
I
nuts?
never Googled that one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been to a national park.
Yeah.
So have I. I never checked out the nut
They have
sacks.
rams. I'm just saying.
I've seen a ram. I never made it a point to check out his nuts.
You can't.
Maybe I was looking at his ram, like his horns.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Making eye contact.
Yeah, look at that ram. That's cool. I'm also
he-
not that interested. I was like, oh,
I
there's the ram.
assume he was
Moving
always
on.
facing you.
If he turns away from you, it's
He never turned and walked away.
like two
I'm
cantaloupes.
sure he did. I just didn't keep paying
It's like
attention.
two cantaloupes hanging.
Yeah, I've seen a hog's
impressive.
nuts. Like I mean, I'm sure it's something like that. I'm like, oh, I don't go looking for the nuts on them.
Have you ever tried Rocky Mountain oysters?
I haven't.
Me either.
I don't know that I want to.
No.
There's that.
Kyle? Rocky Mountain oysters?
Have you?
Would you?
Don't think so.
You know what it is?
Yep.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
Still not gonna try them.
If it was cooked in front of you, you're pretty adventurous on your foods. You eat all parts of an
I
animal.
don't know that I would.
Almost.
I don't know. I would have a
Kidney's still
tough
a fucking
time.
kidney.
Yeah.
It'd be tough for me just because of what it is.
Yeah. I couldn't know what it is.
So I'm guessing it's a nutsack.
It's
Yeah, it's bull nuts,
Bull nuts.
testicles,
Bull
and
testicles.
they like
They do that. Bear balls.
They slice them up
balls, yeah.
and they cook. They say they're really good. I mean,
Apparently, there's benefits to eating balls.
they're very creamy.
Are they creamy? Yeah. Is this a self-induced cream?
No, they say they're creamy, a little salty, a little creamy,
chunky.
a little salty and creamy. But
So it's
they're
like blue cheese.
kind of,
Kind of like blue cheese, Mark.
yeah.
No. I don't have a good stomach for stuff like that.
A little hair left
I
in
don't
it.
have a good stomach.
So let's change this up. Let's make this lighthearted here. So let's talk about this. What is
This has been lighthearted.
what's one of the craziest things you've ever eaten?
Wait, before we do that,
Pussy.
let's hold that.
Pussy's pretty crazy
Did you
if you think about
know, speaking of like homegrown terrorist stuff,
it. Okay.
you know, Philip Smith wrote his master's thesis on homegrown terrorists.
Really?
Yep.
Was it about Brazilians?
Did not know that.
it was about, and I don't remember which group was.
That was pretty good.
Yep, in the Pacific Northwest, because there's a ton of crazy people up there that would fight
so
against the
many.
loggers, and they would take big metal spikes and run them through the trees.
Holy shit.
So when the guys coming through with the chainsaws would get into them, they'd get the spike and it would kill them.
Yeah.
It'd do tremendous damage to the saws. Sometimes would kill the guys.
Damn.
But yeah, he wrote his, I think it was his master's. It might have been his doctorate, but his master's thesis on.
Dude, there's so many crazy groups like that out there that you don't even think about. Imagine we're just out and we run into one of those.
And you just,
I just feel like you could trick them pretty easy. I feel like
Yeah.
I could hustle those people.
I think they're.
I don't need to be challenged on it, okay?
I just
Leave me
think they're
alone.
mentally so
that's
committed.
Out of touch.
Well, they're just so committed to their cause.
and they're dumb though.
Most of the time.
I get
There's like one
frustrated with
smart one.
stupidity. I
Yeah.
get frustrated with stupidity.
There's like
I don't
one
know that I
smart
can
one.
handle it.
Like that's the appeal to like starting a cult.
Okay,
like,
but think about like hardcore Islam, like the devout, crazy Islam side of things.
Yep.
Cow tongue. Go ahead.
But my point is they're so committed to their cause.
Yes.
That there is no logic. There is no reason.
You want radical Islam?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, radical. Or whether insert radical anything. They have radical Buddhists. Did you know that?
But that's what I'm saying. And you talk about, you said, well, if we came up on them, I don't think at that point, I don't even think it's about your tactical skills or survival skills. I think that you have to be careful of people like that because they literally have nothing to lose. And they live in a world of they are more than willing to die for their cause.
Yeah, that's why I think you just trick them. You just start talking to them and trick them. You know, like a gay coin.
Like you'd have to like infiltrate and just to.
I just start agreeing with them. That's all you got to do.
All you got to do. Yeah,
like,
you're right.
Oh yeah, brother. You're right.
Yeah, and but not agree so much where they start getting suspicious.
No.
You know, but they agree just enough to.
I'd have them. Yeah, no, I could fool them and have them buy an entire shine within an hour.
Yeah, they probably buy some chemicals from you, especially if you demonstrated some.
I wonder if I could sell them life insurance.
I'll just I'm sure. Look, do you want your people to be taken care of after you hit the.
Hit the button.
Hit the button.
Like you got to wait 2 years because there's a 2-year contestability clause on suicide. So you got to wait 2 years. So on the 25th,
as long as it's not you that does it, it's not suicide.
Well, it's true.
What about breaking the law? Like if it's done during the commission of a crime?
There is a 2-year contestability clause on any death.
Okay.
So if you die within 2 years of a policy issuing, they're going to investigate it.
Within the first 2 years?
Yes, within the first 2 years of the issue date. So I don't know off the top of my head. I can't remember what the wording is. I know for a fact on suicide, they won't pay it within 2 years. Now, I want to say if it's involving like a felony or something like that, I'm pretty sure they can challenge that.
Yeah.
What if you go to jail? And you still have like a life insurance policy.
Oh yeah,
and you die in jail.
Yeah, still pays. Yeah, still pays.
What if you're under investigation and you think you're going to go to jail, like for a long time, and you want to take out a higher life insurance policy?
No, because there's a question on there that says, "Have you been charged or convicted of a felony or misdemeanor?" So they're going to ask those questions. Speaking of, a little funny story. Not funny. This has been like 15 years ago. I was pretty young, starting out. I'd only been in the business a few years. And I had this guy in my office one day. I'm doing a life insurance policy. And I got to the part on the application. This is when we still did everything in paper. And it says, have you ever been charged or convicted, of a felony? Yes or no? If yes, please explain. And he said, yes. Now, you gotta understand, 99.9%. Is my story that boring?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, 99 point.
I try to keep eye contact with you so it wouldn't seem like it was
nothing to do with your story.
No, it was my fault. There you go. There you go. That's what this story is missing. Okay, he was doing life insurance for the guy.
Life insurance story. Okay.
Felon.
Tell me more about life insurance.
What's felon?
It's been a long day.
Jeff, what did he do?
Sun's getting real.
It's getting late.
What did he do?
It's getting really late.
Tell me about
Dang it, guys. Stop it. Both of you.
Insurance again.
Both of you. Stop it.
Let's talk about your dog. I'm just kidding.
And anyway, he says yes. And so I'm like, all right. I'm thinking, my initial thoughts are drugs.
Right.
That's what most of them are. And I said, all right, cool. I said, well, look, I got to ask you what the felony was. I said, I don't care, but I have to ask. And he said, he goes, well, I killed a guy. And I'm sitting there like,
he have it coming?
I said,
okay.
I said, man, that's, don't really know how to, I'm not really sure what to ask for a follow-up here.
I killed a guy.
I said,
vehicular, premeditated?
What happened? No. Tell you what happened. came in to his home.
Oh, wife banging a dude.
Wife was banging a dude. They get into a fight.
Classic.
He kills the guy on the spot. They charged him with, I want to say, I don't remember, manslaughter maybe, something like that. It wasn't murder, but whatever it was. But he spent like, I don't want to say I think he told me he spent 7 or 8 years in prison.
That's wild.
And got out. And
There should be an out for that.
Well, no, man. You can't just go killing people.
Can't go around sleeping with other people's wives in their own house.
We don't know the context to this
If
guy
he's
getting
in the
cheated
house.
on. He didn't break any laws. He was allowed to be there by the wife. I mean, if he killed, okay, so can he kill the old lady too?
No, that's his wife.
Well, what the fuck? That's not
It's his house.
That's not consistent at all. But she let him in. He had
Yeah, I
permission.
know. Yeah, not from him.
What if he wasn't? Yeah, but he's, from her, it's like a vampire. Somebody just has to do it. They let you in.
Just a
They
welcome-
can't come in unless you
Welcome out on the
invite
front
them.
door, you know.
she let him in the front and back door.
And the
Hey.
yeah, she let him in. We don't know if he was hitting that right or not, and maybe
I mean,
maybe they were into it at one point.
I have a
and then-
take on that. I mean,
What if he's not hitting it right?
no. I mean, I understand the guy snapping in the moment.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you, but I'm probably expecting to go to jail.
I mean, I understand him snapping in the moment.
I'm probably gonna try to get away with it.
On the other hand, I guess it depends on whether or not he had a good relationship or thought he had a good relationship with his wife. Like if he thought everything was hunky-dory and fine and he was completely caught off guard, I could see where he may have snapped and been like, just went off the deep end. If he knew there was a problem, like if they were already on shaky ground, then I could see where he would just go, good luck, buddy.
Right.
You can have it. I mean, it's not worth it. It's not worth my
All right,
life.
here's one. If he offed himself right there, should the wife be charged?
Like if he committed suicide?
Yeah, like right there on the spot.
Oh, and it was because of her.
Yeah, it was clear. It was because of her.
No.
No?
I don't think it's her fault.
Well, would it be like a different level of adultery? Is
there a different level?
No, I'm just saying. What if if that was like a thing?
And I don't think she could be charged with
I got
murder.
you, bitch.
No, she couldn't be charged with that.
I don't think she should get his life insurance policy though.
But I don't think, yeah.
Yeah, definitely not.
I think that he...
Right? There should be a clause.
Well, you can't get it if you off yourself anyways, though, right?
Yeah, 2 years. You got to have the policy
Then
for
you can
longer than
off
2
yourself?
years. Yeah.
You can off yourself after 2 years.
Oh, shit.
But look, I think there should be a clause in there that if I off myself because I catch my old lady sleeping with somebody else, that she doesn't get it, even if she's a beneficiary.
Beneficiary.
Benefactor.
Benefactor.
Yeah, that.
she oh, buddy Benedictor.
He Benedictor.
Benedictor.
He Benedictor.
For a long
Did he
time.
dick her? He Benedictor.
He Benedictor.
He Benedictor.
He been a dick in that for a while.
Been that every Tuesday afternoon
right.
at 3:00.
That's but
7 months now.
that is a bold thing to go in another man's house though.
Oh,
and
I
sleep
had a
with his
buddy.
wife.
He used to creep in and pull the robbery after Buddy went to work every day. And I was like, but he was young at the time, and I was like, dude, you better fucking watch that shit. That joker's gonna forget his hat or some shit and come back. He's gonna be a dead motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm right.
That is,
And he be in the right, buddy. Like,
yeah.
smarten up.
I think
Don't go
that
chasing them.
in that
waterfall
situation
pussies.
there, man. Like I almost want to. I don't know. Part of me is kind of like you want to look at the guy and go, oh, you're good. Just I don't know. I wouldn't have put him in jail for 7 years.
It's a long time.
Yeah, but you got to be if you're a judge and you're putting people away, like you got to be consistent with things.
I
Like,
get it.
I think I'd have been a good
You
judge.
know what I'm saying? Do you?
Yeah.
Do you?
You have no empathy.
You have zero. Literally,
Why I would have been a
like
good
zero.
judge. Right.
You don't think a judge needs empathy? Like doesn't need any?
Yeah.
No. I think you just.
No, Jeff.
I think you have to have some empathy.
You don't think I'd made a good judge?
No,
No.
because then you would just do whatever the book says, and you. Like,
It's not true.
then you have empathy, and your
Maybe.
test was wrong.
Your test.
I
said
have
you had
empathy
no
for that
empathy.
guy.
But your test
because I feel sorry. I feel bad for him walking in.
All
and
right,
having
you
to
need
see
to
his
retake
wife.
the test. It has been what? How long has it been? Has it been a year?
It's been like 2 years.
Since the empathy, since the test.
But I would
a
feel
year.
bad for
Been a
that.
year.
Okay, I had empathy on Kane
I agree. You need to retake the test,
how you say it?
Velasquez.
Velasquez.
Yeah.
I had empathy for him.
We are struggling pronouncing things in here tonight.
Benedict.
Well, that's a kind of hard one.
Benedict. I pulled off Benedict. I'm not struggling nothing.
I'm just saying. I just think that
I made up a word.
it's a real word I made up.
Made up a real word.
I don't know. I mean, so speaking of suicide,
we need to tap out.
this is my tap out.
Y'all are killing me.
So I was talking to a friend of mine today,
Plowing.
and he said,
I'm gonna need some plowing going in the second one. Go ahead.
he goes, "Hey man," he said, "You found a house yet?" I said, "No, not really." And he said, "I got a rental house. If you want it."
Okay.
But no, I knew the story on this. He was fucking with me because he had a guy blow his brains out in the living room of this rental house, and
Get it cheap.
and I was like,
Get
no.
it cheap.
I said, you've lost your mind.
Don't
And
tell
he's
the
like,
kids. I mean,
you hadn't lost your mind like that guy did, but you've
you
lost
lost it all. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna do that.
And he was like, he lost it all over the ceiling.
That's what I wasn't gonna do.
And he said, well, we've gutted the whole house. It's clean. He's like, we remodeled it and everything. I was like, I don't care. I was like, I'm not doing that. Absolutely not. So my question, my tap out is, could you live in a house that you knew somebody had taken their own life in?
I'm gonna try to say this without being shitty.
Okay.
If I was you,
Turn them sad.
is the house dope?
Is that not sad?
It's kind of sad.
It's sad.
It's not sad. This guy was an idiot.
He killed himself. It's sad. Go ahead.
All right,
Cal.
is the
Back
house
to you,
is
Cal.
the house dope?
No. No, it's just basic.
Is it cheap?
I don't know. We didn't get that far.
Oh, it would be if I'm gonna live in it and somebody off themselves.
We didn't get that far.
Don't you have to disclose that to
Just
people?
if you're selling,
If you're selling.
not if you're renting.
So, how do you know somebody? Have you ever rented a place?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Well, if you don't know, you don't know.
But you know, so it's
But
gonna
if
bother
you know,
So, what do you think's gonna happen?
I don't know. I don't find out.
So do I have to know? I guess that somebody off himself
yeah.
there. I mean, if the price is right, I'd probably get over it.
Mark?
Especially if I got a deal, like something nice. Maybe it's got a pool, little community center.
Mark?
I don't think I could do it.
Okay. That was my tap out. Next.
I don't think I could do it.
I don't think the family would do it, but I could do it.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
Like
do
if
it.
I was just like living it up.
And not because of any spooky thing, just because I
just
just
be
the
bad
thought
vibes.
of, just
bring new vibes.
Just the thought of it. Yeah, it's
I'd bring new
smoke
energy.
some sage in there or something.
Yeah.
Do a voodoo
You
dance.
could like nickname the dim the blast. Or
Don't lose your head.
yeah.
Yeah.
One shot Willie.
One shot, Willie. I don't have my phone with any of my notes. Let's see here on the tap out. You go ahead, Mark. Maybe I'll piggyback.
I'm going to tap
wait,
out
are
with
you
a
gonna close
question.
that really good?
No, no. It's a terrible tap out.
I don't want to follow a fucking
It's a
really
terrible
good tap out,
It's
buddy.
not a good tap out.
Okay. My answer
It's
would be my
terrible.
tap out.
This is a terrible tap out. It's the worst tap
He
out ever.
called it ahead of time.
No,
It's going to be his best tap out ever.
Probably. It's gonna be.
I wanted to ask Jeff a question as my tap out. So Jeff,
Oh, I don't get the answer.
you can, but
Okay.
you've never written a life insurance policy. What's the biggest life insurance policy you've ever written?
Volume or premium?
Ooh, that's a
Payout.
fucking insurance thing.
Yeah, how much?
Answer right
like
there.
dollar amount. How much? Yeah, I got no. But I don't know
mean
what
like-
I don't know what those words mean, Jeff. So
Okay, so
how much money are they getting when they die?
Oh, that's volume.
Okay, yeah.
Premium is how much they're paying for it.
Oh yeah, no.
How much did it cost?
I don't care about that. I just want to know how much somebody's getting. What's the biggest?
10 million.
$10 million. Yeah, that'd do it.
That's the largest one I've ever
What
written.
do you have to pay to get 10 million?
Well, it depends. It depends on what kind of policy, and it depends on the individual,
person.
how old they are.
On average.
I mean, there is no average because it depends if it's a 50-year-old versus a 20-year-old, and it's
Okay, say 48-year-old. No, sorry, fuck. 53. I did not mean to do that at all. A 58-year-old established family man.
You, Cap.
Oh, if it's a term
Got
policy,
a heart condition.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. No.
Got a heart condition.
Well, I can tell you this: the largest premium I ever collected on a policy for one particular policy for one person was about $85,000 a year for one policy.
Damn.
Yeah.
But it was a big one, huh?
Oh yeah.
Well, that might be, yeah.
That's big. That's the biggest one I've ever written.
Right.
But that was years ago. But I mean,
Big veiny one.
yeah, big, thick policy.
Big thick policy.
$85,000.
But that $10 million policy, for instance, it was only because it was a term policy and it was on a younger guy. It was, I don't know, probably, I don't even remember at the time, 20,000, 30,000, something like that a year, depending. But it depends on the individual. I mean,
That makes sense.
it all depends on the individual. There's no set number.
Right,
I mean,
right.
when people say I want to buy life insurance, that's as broad as you saying I want to buy a car.
What are you buying?
What kind of car you want?
New,
It is
used,
so
yeah,
broad.
so broad. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tap out with have that big, thick policy energy, people.
Yes.
out there.
Have it. We love you guys. We're sorry. We suck.
We suck.
We'll see y'all
This
Wednesday.
is horrible.
Yeah, we apologize.
We'll do better next time. Peace.
See y'all Wednesday.